Hi, it's me, Pamela, again. Good afternoon to my awakened and conscious community. Here I am today. I'm going to talk about some things that may be happening to you during your initial awakening. It may can happen during other parts of the awakening because you awaken more than one time. So, different levels to awakening. So, I'm gonna start with some of the things that was happening to me when I first awakened. From my other video, you probably heard me talk about electricity flowing through me, an increase in electricity. I guess that's called the Kundalini. Some people refer to it as the Holy Spirit. So when it was happening to me, when it first happened to me, I didn't know that's what it was. And ironically enough, I was watching a show called The Intruders, which is from on a network called BBC. I believe it's on Hulu right now. Y'all need to check that out. It's a great show, but it has to do with a lot of frequency. And I'm not gonna give it away, but there's the frequencies. The theory is the frequencies in that show kind of triggered my awakening, but I just didn't know it at the time. But hindsight, looking back now, that's the theory that it triggered my awakening. I just wasn't, I had nothing to go on. I went to the doctor because what happened was I like to binge watch stuff. So when I went to sleep after watching that show, the next morning I woke up and it felt like my brain on the inside was like rolling like this, like forward. And I know it's not possible for my brain to roll, but that's what it felt like. I was very ungrounded. Felt like I was like, my head was floating. Looking back, as probably trapped energy. Where am I going with this? So the Kundalini, the Holy Spirit is like an energy, and I believe that it was trapped in my head, and which gave this I guess they call it vertigo. I believe that's what they call vertigo now. I went to the doctor and they thought I was on drugs. And it gave me like some steroids, and which I stopped in like a couple of days. And my friend was like, "Oh yeah, you need to look at the CIA gateway tapes." And it kind of brought me back. It did. But by not knowing what was happening to me, it lay dormant for 3 years. Fast forward now, this right period now is 3 years later. I lost my son on Valentine's Day. He was in a e-bike accident and died, which I've always been, I would say, a religious person. I am now a spiritual person. I'm not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person. There's a difference. And I'm learning more and more every day. And I'm learning that, well, one, I want to tell you this. Forget everything that you know. Everything that you was ever taught. If you're going to walk this walk, you got to forget everything that you know. 1. 2, you have to surrender. And what I mean by surrender is I'm saying surrender to God, higher conscious, your higher self. It's a surrender to earthly possessions, money, job, family, your mom, your dad, your children, your husband, your wife, your house, your car, your bills, your clothes, everything that makes you you, or you're using as a tool to make you happy. Even your basic needs, food, water, all of that has to be surrendered to the higher, whoever you want to call the higher is, God, consciousness, higher self, spirits, whatever you call it. You know, my theme in this is whatever you call it, you have to surrender. And that's not a one-time thing. That's an everyday thing. That's a hourly thing, a minute thing, a second thing, millisecond. It has to go. The ego has to shrink. Has to shrink. Because the ego will have you going and doing some crazy stuff. It will have you thinking some crazy stuff. You have to learn to lead with this right here. The inside. Those intuitive moments. Those skills can be sharpened. I've had clear audience, and I'm learning to listen to them more. Because had I listened to it, now there's times I have listened and things turned out good. I'm still here. Literally, because if I want to listen, I would be dead. But there's people that I love that had I listened, I don't know if it would have changed the outcome of them being dead, but I don't think that I would have blamed myself as much had I listened. And now those are questions that I could never get the answers to because they're gone. I might have saved their life for a week or two, a month, who knows? You know, I may have changed the course of their life. I don't know, but that's not a rabbit hole that I can go down. I can't change nothing. That time in this non-linear time has passed. And I'm trying to stay on track here. I don't want to get off into linear, non-linear time, No, I'm just telling you my experience, what is right now. Or what has happened in that time shift of the period of time itself. But they have other people out there that does those kinds of videos and stuff, and I'm not saying don't look at them. No, look at them because it helped me a lot. And I thank the people that's, out there, putting themselves out on the line, making content to help the collective. So, and I was one of them, but you have to use your discernment. And I'm telling you, don't go by what's in your head. Does this feel truth? Because truth will always come to the light. It's even if you you get veered a little bit, truth is always going to bring you back to true north. You always going to be guided right back down, and you're gonna start to learn what the truth feels like. It's almost like this unconditional bliss feeling or love on the inside of you. Even you might get goosebumps, your hairs might stand up, and the more hair you have on your body, listen up, gentlemen, the more hair, the more you're going to be able to know the truth about things. Because your hair is a way of receiving truthful information. So think about when you get goosebumps on your arm, what that feels like. Now think about that all over your body. You're welcome. Okay, what else? Oh, how about if your diet change? Yeah, you're eating fruits. You probably said, I'm never eating fruits. I'm never eating vegetables. Wait till your soul decides that it does not like anything that you like at all. And it's taking over. And watch your taste buds be like, do I got COVID? Do I got COVID? Yeah, hamburger meat. I went to the meat market that I've been going to for the last 20 years. And I could swear that they sold me some fake meat. You can't tell me no different. They either sold me some fake meat or I'm looking at this food with new eyes. It didn't even look real. It kind of clumped up in like little meatballs, and it didn't make its own juice. I'm just like, what kind of hamburger? I don't even buy hamburger meat. I buy ground chuck. It's supposed to be healthier. I don't know what they gave me. I don't know what that was. I made meatloaf and it tasted like cardboard. I think my kids are upgrading too, because they was like, Mom, there's something wrong with this meat. Or maybe they just heard me say it enough and they started to believe it. I'm too scared to cook the chicken. I just left it in the deep freezer for one of those days where it may not be no food or something. That's all we got. I might have to boil it down or something. I don't know, but I'm not trusting it. So I went to Walmart and bought my meat. At least I know the meat there is real, you know. So yeah, I've been eating a lot of vegetables, tuna fish, chicken salad, chicken breast salad, or, you know, watermelon. We're in the seasons of watermelon, but here's my thing about the watermelon. When I was growing up, watermelon had black seeds, and they were big, like elongated. But now you get watermelon, they're like circle, and they got white seeds in it. They're still kind of watery and juicy, but I'm not going to go off of what I think those white seeds are. Like, no, I said truth. I'm staying at truth. But watermelon is one of my favorite fruits. It hydrates me, especially because I work outside. I do armed security. So I'm always outside, especially in Florida, where in July, where the temperatures are reaching 98, 99 degrees, but the feel like is like 105. So yeah, I need my watermelon because of the juices in it and things like that. Cucumbers, tomatoes, grapes, blueberries for energy. And I'm learning a lot about fruit. One of the things that you learn is during an awakening is to connect back to God. We are all God. We got God in us. So I'm speaking to you. You are another God. I'm just God as Pamela. Your God is you. But together as a whole, it's one God. Even the plants behind us, that's God. I come to believe, and that's my belief, that they have a soul. They talk. They have energy. I've put my hands on the tree trunk. Try it. Watch what kind of energy you get. I'm telling you, when I'm depleted at work, there's who I turn to and ask for help. Now, before I knew my power, I literally was depleted one day, sat down at the trunk of a tree at the roots, put both my hands on the ground, and sat there for 30 minutes and asked them to give me energy because I was like done within the first hour of work. And after sitting there for about 30 minutes, my spiritual battery was recharged. My physical battery was recharged. However, my internal state was not good because this was right at the beginning of my awakening. I hadn't even did none of the internal work. And what happened after that, nobody can take this experience from me. I might say it's crazy, but it happened. And nobody can take that from me. It happened. I believe it. It was because of me. It wasn't a good thing. 230,000 people ended up without power because of my internal state. And will I do that again? No. I felt horrible afterwards. But I'm going to tell you the power. So after I got up off the ground, after 30 minutes, I didn't care what was crawling on me. I needed energy. And as soon as I stood up, my partner was with me at work, and he was very concerned. He was like, "You were tired." I'm like, "Yeah." But as soon as I got off the ground, storm clouds rolled in. Like they were way off in the distance, but they just immediately rolled in, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, it's about to rain. And all of a sudden, as soon as I said that, the wind picked up, like to maybe about 40 mile per hour gusts, maybe 40, 50 mile per hour gusts. And the trees were like just whoosh, going back and forth. I took it as they were celebrating because the fact that I had used them or asked them for help. So I was like, oh yeah, they're celebrating. And I had my hands raised to the heavens. You know, I'm like, yeah. And then the people in the office was like, oh my God, you look like somebody on a music video from the 90s. And I had, the wind was blowing through my hair. There was twigs breaking off and flying all around. And yeah. The clouds rolled in, and I'm talking about trees became uprooted that day. One tree snapped over, and I'm like, I don't think this is a celebration. They're being hurt. We got twigs flying off, leaves flying off, a whole tree snapped in half. And it hadn't even begun to rain. It was no thundering. It was no lightning. Not yet. The rain didn't come for about almost an hour. But the wind felt so good and so refreshing. And then right before it started to rain, the lightning and stuff came. But before that happened, before it was constant lightning. It was like I was like, oh yeah, I'm connected to the earth. I don't have to be afraid of lightning anymore. And then, boom! I was like, okay, I get it. Be afraid. Be very afraid. I'm still afraid. So now I'm still afraid of lightning. But from that storm, 230,000 people was out without power. How did I know it was me? Even though my friend was like, let me find out that you're controlling the elements. It was an internal knowing. It was like a conviction. But an internal knowing of that love that I feel when I know something within me, like people say within my soul, that's true. But I also felt very convicted, like, you got to get your shit together. You caused all these people. What it did is it made me serve the community. How can I help y'all? Y'all okay? It made me more of aware while they were out without power. They were coming outside. They didn't suffer for long. The power company had them back up in a couple of hours, but it just made me aware of the power that I have with intention. So let me say this right. The power that I have, you have, when there's an intention set and in observation mode, anything is completely possible. Will I do that again? Not in that current state. Like, all conditions will have to be a go for me. It cannot be nothing that would be a red check mark for me. And now that I know the power, it would have to be something that I was like in dire, like almost dead and needed help, or it was for the greater good of helping a mass amount of people. It cannot just be just for me, like, unless I'm like somebody's about to hurt me or something like that, like, and it wouldn't, no, I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna leave that one alone. But okay, so yeah, that's an experience that happened. So another thing that changes is your sleep. You may feel very fatigued or very energized. Right now, I think that I am being led away from my second job so that I can be in my divine calling 100% of the time. So right now, I have energy. I'll go to work later and feel completely drained from the time that I'm there in this 11-hour shift. From the time that I'm there to the time that I leave, I will feel like complete crap. No matter how many times I'm saying I'm here for the people, I'm here, I'm energized, it's going to be no matter how much I try to talk to myself, and it's like God is like, no, you're done with this. It's time for you to get busy about doing my work. But there's a transition. I have family, and God knows this, but He knows also that He has called me. He knows my weaknesses. He knows my concerns. He's waiting on me to 100% walk in faith. But I've been walking in faith all my life, and He knows this. We don't have arguments. Oh, believe me, you're going to have these arguments. You're going to get upset. You're going to get angry. You're going to cry. You're going to feel sad. You're going to get depressed. You're going to feel like you're losing your mind. But I'm here to tell you, you're not losing your mind. You are human. You still have God within you. You still have the Holy Spirit, Kundalini, whatever, God. All of those are just words that society has put. I like to not use those words, but I'm just trying to express myself. So, you're gonna be like, this is a cruel joke. If I did decide to come here, I don't want to come back here. I still don't want to come back here. I cannot imagine waking up tomorrow as a baby and going through 48 more years of this hell to the no. I'm sorry, just no. My soul has came here and learned the lesson it was supposed to learn. If you're gonna send me back here, you need to send me back here with some information from the get-go, from the womb. I need to know, I need to remember, hey, this is the trenches. I need to be born as to something, a family that has means or something, so that I can just get right to work. Because going through life, because life is what brought you here. It molded me. I was pressed. I was under the fire. So no, yes, life did make me the person I am today, which brought me to this journey. So I don't take that away, but I don't think, can I do it again? Will I want to do this again once I leave here? And do I want to come back as another person to do it again? Hell no. No. I am halfway through a book right now. I hope that one day y'all will be able to read it. Because when I say earth is the trenches, this is the trenches, baby. Marines ain't got nothing on this army. I was in the army. They ain't got nothing on real life. Okay? For real. Y'all know what I'm talking about, because y'all here too. So you know you got your own story to tell. But I'm getting off topic. So sleep. Yeah. You're gonna sleep either not at all. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Okay, sorry. I had to go turn off my food before it was burned. So, thank God that it didn't burn. Yeah. Okay, so sleeping. You're going to either feel extremely tired or extremely energetic. You're going to wake up after a couple, 2 to 4 hours, and just feel energized, knowing that you got to go to work or you got a busy day ahead of you. So you still try to lie there, and then you're like, this ain't working. Let me get up, clean something, create something, write, type, draw, compose, something that you love doing, that you wanted to do all your life. Go do that. And watch exponentiation start to activate. You want to know what exponentiate means? Go look at the other video. Yeah, go do that. Or you can be on the other end of the spectrum, completely fatigued. Fatigue can come from your body upgrading, nervous system upgrading. You're going to be able to take emotions better than you ever have. Hold on. Teenagers. He slammed my door, but I did not react. Because like I was saying before I paused the video, is you're going to be able to take emotions that you never taken before. You're going to act in ways that you never act before. Things are not going to upset you as easily. You're not going to get as aggravated. I'm not saying these things won't happen. I'm saying they're not going to happen as easily. Like, for instance, I have this fire in me that, baby, I was a force to be reckoned with. You turn that on and you're going to get all of it and all of its glory. But this journey has quieted that flame, and now it's just, it ain't even an orange flame, it's just the inside blueness. And you know that part can't even burn you. It's the honest. I mean, I'm not saying that I don't get upset, but, and I know my kids be looking for it like, is it coming? And they be like, she didn't get upset. Can't even let it bother her. Son came home 5 in the morning. He's 17. Why is you coming home when I'm getting home? Oh, I fell asleep at my friend's house. Oh. Okay, well, be mindful to try to get home next time. That was that. He looking like like something more coming. There's nothing more coming. I'm glad you made it home. Guys, it does not matter. The time is now. Love your family now. You can't take them with you. You even have to detach from your own children. Detach from your mom, your dad, your cousins, your aunties, uncles, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, daughter, son. You have to detach from them too. Surrender them to God. Because guess what? None of this was meant for you to carry. Nothing was meant for you to carry. And then when you're able to surrender them to God, to higher consciousness, to higher self, whatever you want to call it, then allow him to carry you too. There's days I have to just say, I can't do it. And when I'm telling you, you'll literally feel like someone's carrying you. And when you receive this inside, that flow that's on the inside, you'll feel like it's pushing you towards certain things, drawing you back. You'll feel like you're lighter and floating along the journey path. Yeah. Like yesterday at work, I felt sealed to the earth. I don't know if it was what I ate or I didn't get to do my meditation yesterday. But yeah, I felt like I had on steel gravity boots, because when you reach Christ consciousness, and I'm saying, yes, I've reached Christ consciousness, but there's still not where it's completely open all the time. So it allows you to feel like elevated a little bit, not in your mind, in your body. Your body is like lighter. It's like it's floating almost all the time, even if your mind is like not all the way open all the time. And that day, yesterday, I felt sealed to the earth. Like I felt like a magnet, like I was just. And what I realized today is I didn't even walk on the grass with no shoes on. Because that's what the ground is for. You have to walk on the grass with no shoes on so it can suck all the toxins out of you. So think about my story. When I had my hands on the ground, it sucked all that it absorbed a lot of the emotional state of being, and it reflected into the community, and I knocked 230,000 people out without power. So think about that, and that was with my hands, a negative polarity. Your hands are negative, your feet are negative, your head is positive. Polarity. So this journey is about partially science and spiritual. They meet together. They kiss each other. It's not one extreme or the other. I don't know everything about physics, but I know enough. And I could learn more, but my brain capacity is just not there yet. I'm learning through experience. I'm learning about physics through experience. Not what I learned here, but what I learned by using, as one person called it, these magnets. So, whatever your internal state is reflected in nature, in reality, in the world. You want to know what your eternal state is? Go start having a conversation with a stranger. Or not even a stranger. It could be somebody you know. And observe their reaction to you. Is they standoffish because you're being standoffish to somebody else? Y'all know that scripture says, I don't know it word for word, but I'm gonna paraphrase it. It goes something like, when did you, I guess it's like Jesus or God is asking, when did you feed me? When did you give me water? When did you clothe me? You know, he's going to say, depart from me. You didn't give me clothes when I needed it. You didn't feed me when I needed it. You didn't give me water when I was thirsty. You didn't give me shelter. And it's like, well, Lord, when did we not do these things for you? Think about that. If God is in me and God is in you and God is in everybody else, and He's having a human experience, so whatever having a human experience is a higher being inside, right? We're just a suit. This is the computer system, the navigating suit, right? But there's a higher being inside, whether God, soul, however you want to identify with it. If you not feeding someone else or not giving someone else water or shelter because they're from the elements, and I mean, I know there's people that sleep. They're going to treat you like crap. I try to feed people and give them coupons to go get free food, and they ripped it up because they wanted money. But that's still God in them. So that's what it means that you didn't give me food, you didn't give me water, you didn't give me shelter. It's about how you treat other people, regardless of how they treat you. And that's not only that, you have to treat yourself good. You can't abandon yourself. You can't not love yourself. And you may be thinking you love yourself, but you're doing things to hurt yourself, even whether it was consciously or unconsciously. And I'm not going to go into all of that right now. I can feel my brain opening up. So I'm right here. I'm doing something. I'm saying something right, because my brain just did this. So that was meant for somebody. I see this has gone on for 42 minutes, so I'm going to be wrapping this up. I don't want to keep taking all y'all time. But meditation, to receive this energy, the energy was already in me. It just awakened more as I did the meditation. And this is how your meditation is how you're going to strengthen this flow. And because you have to learn to be able to be in an observant mode, quiet the ego, and that quietness is where divine intervention starts to happen. Intervention starts to happen. Things might come to you more clearly. Things that you were closed off about opens. Sometimes you just need the process emotions from the day or the previous day. Sometimes you just need that peace, and your nervous system might need a recalibration. Sorry, y'all. The words are trying to come out so fast, and I'm trying to control the flow that is tripping the words up. Because I feel it. It's like, oh, God. Come on out. Recalibration. Like, I missed my meditation yesterday. I felt very grounded to the earth. I did not like it. It felt like I had steel boots on, and I was miserable at work. And when I came home, I didn't even have no energy. It was lights out like 30 minutes after getting home. Like, can't be doing that. Can't be skipping the meditation. You're not going to want to. When you start to meditate and you start to feel better, like so good, you ain't going to want to skip it. You're just not. Instead of me doing my meditation yesterday, I ended up doing a video. I think that video needed to be done. It needed for me to start it, because God is like, I know you love to write and stuff, and I love you writing, and I love your journaling, but I need you to do this. And I'm like, me? YouTube? You sure? And it's like, really? I'm sure. This is what's in my head, but and I actually feel very good about making these videos. Yesterday I was nervous. Today I'm like, okay, yeah, we can do this. Anyway, so yeah, sleep, changing diet. Okay, so you might feel compelled. Yeah, okay, where do I start? Surrender. That's where you start. And when you're done surrendering, start to work on those emotions, the trauma. And you don't have to worry about going to no counselor or nothing like that. Meditate, set the intention. My intention today is to work on me, any traumas that I have. And during your meditation, you're going to start getting memories that you thought you buried. And the key to working with the trauma is when it arises, oh, okay, I remember that. Now you're going to observe it. Make sure you bring God consciousness to the forefront to observe it, to feel that trauma wherever it may be in your chakras, to forgive yourself because you're looking at not what someone else did to you, but what was your role in it. What was your role? It may not even be nothing that you literally did yourself, but okay, for instance, and I'm going to share this. It's very personal, but I'm going to share it just because I want to give you this very good example. When I was 3 years old, my mom's cousin raped me. And I'm going to let that just sit there for a second. I was put in counseling, and I thought that trauma didn't have any effect on my life. I had dental work done. I want to say last year, May of last year. And under anesthesia, when I was at home healing, or at the Airbnb healing, the person that I'm currently seeing now stated that a 3-year-old came forth like I was talking like a 3-year-old. And at the time, it didn't make any sense. And he asked the 3-year-old, "Do you want some ice cream?" She's like, "No, I don't want no ice cream." It was funny. Okay, I'm under, heavy sedated anesthesia coming off of it. But during my internal work, that trauma came up. I'm like, okay, I see it. I feel it. And then the memory of what he said to me about the 3-year-old came to me. And it was like, oh my God. Like, oh my God, Mom. Like, oh, the 3-year-old is trapped in me. In a cage, in me. No wonder I feel extreme sadness sometimes, and I just didn't know why. I'm like, why am I sad? Here it is, this 3-year-old child was in a cage, and that made me cry so hard. I could feel the release of that child. I felt it in my chest, in my throat, in my stomach, in my hips. I told her, I said, it's not your fault. You are free. I am grown up now. You're free. And then everything just got lighter. So, yeah, that's a trauma that was brought to my attention that I thought was gone, but was very much still there. Okay, I didn't mean for this to get so heavy, but whew. Okay, I feel something in me. So, yeah. So start there. Surrendering and working on your traumas. Some have more trauma than others. It's your path. Work on it how you see fit. Give yourself grace and mercy. Okay, I gotta go get ready for work because work will be ending soon for me because I can't do it and that's another thing. You're gonna feel like you ready to walk in your divine calling. You might want to go to nature. Start there too. Start learning about nature. Like everything that's within us is within out there. Go look at a leaf. Go look at some fruit. Cut it in half. I'm talking about where you see the little whiteness at the top of a fruit. Let that be the top, and the other white part at the bottom, think of that as the positive and negative, and cut it half like this way. Everything that's in a fruit is in us. Everything that's in a leaf. Look at a leaf. The veins on it. Watermelon, apples, oranges. Just take a look. You're going to be amazed. Okay. That's the end of this video for today. So, like, share, subscribe. I like seeing that. And be inspired today. Smile at someone today. Really look at someone today. Because changing the world starts with changing. Okay, I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks for watching. Bye.